Peace to you. Lots of love and happiness, not to mention joy. Hey, I had a thought today while I was hanging out next to this Muriel. Check this Muriel out. I'm going to turn this camera around so you can just get a little glimpse of this Muriel. Isn't that cute? I think that's really pretty. Yeah, downtown Lake Wales, by the way, in Florida. So me and the bird are going to teach you a lesson today. The lesson being about your money. Now, I know you're probably thinking, oh, she's going to teach me how to save, or she's going to teach me how not to spend. You know what I'm going to teach you today? I'm going to teach you to be generous with your children while you're still alive versus when you're dead, okay? Before you put it in a well and then they get your money. Because let's think about it. Wouldn't it bring you a lot of joy if you had the means right now to even just give your kids 10% of what you made this week, this month, this year, out of a bonus check, a windfall of something that you came into? Somehow, some way, whatever the money is, if you have the means, could you and would you give your children 10% each of that money? Now, I'm not talking about if this is money that you need to live on. Let's say you're retired and you get a Social Security check, so you're on a fixed income. No, I get it. You know, kids need to be on their own. They got to do their own thing, and they got to earn their own way. I get that, because you got to live, too, while you're still alive, and you got to make your bills. I get it. This is something totally different. I'm not talking about your daily living expenses and the money you need for that. I'm talking about extra bread that happens to come into your possession, maybe even winning the lotto, and you're able to give 10% of that money away to each of your children. Can you imagine the looks on their faces if you even just handed them a $100 bill? Okay, let's say you came into $10,000 and you were able to give them $1,000, 10% of that. So I don't know how many kids you got. I personally have 2. So I've made it a goal in my life. If I earn any extra money that, really I could do without 20% of it, I'm going to give it to my children as a gift. And I mean give as a gift. No exceptions. You do not have to pay me back, because I want to help them out while I'm still here. I want to see the joy on their face when I give them this money, and then they're like, Mom, you didn't have to do that, don't you need this money? And I'll be like, no, baby, this is for you. I'm good. You need the help. I'm going to help you out. Especially if your kid's like in their 20s, they're just starting out in life. Life is tough, man. Minimum wage hasn't hardly gone up at all, especially in Florida. We're just now hopefully passing a bill to help the minimum wage go up yearly for the next 5 years. But it's been low as hell, pardon my French. There are people, young adults out there, not only working 1, 2 jobs and going to school, but possibly working 3. Because they're pulling another one on the weekend, or they're working online, or they're working in the restaurant industry. That is rough, man. Can you imagine doing that now in your 50s, 60s, 70s? And you think, oh, kids, they got it easy today. I didn't have money handed to me. Well, I'm going to tell you what. Back in the day, times actually were easier without the technology. Like when a handshake meant a good deed, when you could trust your employer to give you good money for good day's work. Nowadays, it's a free-for-all. It's a crapshoot. It's like everybody's out for themselves and no one cares anymore. So if you don't care about your own children and help them out, who is? Especially if your kids are busting their tails and they're doing the right thing. They're trying to make it in life and have at least half of what you have. If you see your child doing that, take care of them. Love them. Help them out while you're alive. Because let me tell you, when you're dead and gone, and then they inherit the money, they might already be set. You may not die until you're 70, 80, 90 years old, and then your kids are already set in a career, hopefully, by the time they're 50, 60s, right? And then you leave them money when they really don't need it? I say give them money while they're young when they do need it. What's your thought about that? Drop me a line. Check out my next video, give you more tips. If you're serious about helping yourself and helping your children, who are the future. I just want you to just be you, and just be mindful of what you do with your money today. Thank you for watching. Peace.